Hello, in this video I am going to prove the creation of users and groups by performing a couple of tasks that have been given. These tasks are meant to show that I have created groups that were given and users assigned to those groups. And then later on we'll answer a couple of questions for that. Firstly, I have to log in as admin, and I have done that, as you can see on my screen. The first task that I need to do is to show successful creation of the requested groups. To do that, I'm going to use cat etsy group. This file will contains all the list of the groups, and this command will then display the group name, the group ID, and group members. If we scroll down, one can see here that I have created groups: HR, IT, engineering, sales, management, QA, call center, finance, external, and outsourcing. In the HR group, one can also see, for example, that HR has got a password represented by X, a group ID 102, and the members of that group are Sally and Ted. Now I'm going to then proceed to do task number 2, and task number 2 is about showing the successful creation of the requested users. For this task, I'm going to use the following command. I'm going to use HR as a group to check who belongs in that group and that the users were created. So as we can see here, we've got HR with X representing a password for that group, and 1002 represent the group ID. Ted and Sally are the users that belong to that group. Then the third assignment, or the third task, the third task wants us to show the assignment of users to the proper groups. For that, I'm going to use this following command: get end group. All right, this then lists all the groups and the members of those groups with their group IDs. And for example, if I look at IT here, we've got IT, it has a password X and group ID 103. It has the following members: Phil, Holly, and Cindy. Thank you. The next task is to show that a group password is set for HR and management groups. For this task, I am going to use the etc shadow file, which stores encrypted passwords for the groups. I'm going to use sudo cat etc shadow. All right, this file holds all the encrypted passwords for groups, and as you come down here, you can see HR and a string of letters and numbers, which then shows us that that file gshadow holds the passwords for the different groups, and the passwords have been set. Lastly, the next task to perform is to check if passwords for Tim and Doug have been set. I can basically use the shadow file to check the password, if a password for Tim has been set, and I can then do the same for Doug. So I'm going to start with Tim, sudo GIRP, Tim, etc shadow. Now we can see that Tim has got a long string of numbers and letters next to it. That is an encrypted password. So this then shows us that the password has been set for Tim. I can do the same for Doug. Okay. Then we can see that Tim and Doug have got passwords set for them. Next is to answer the couple of questions that have been given, and the questions that one has to answer is, what is the difference between a regular user and a system user? Now in Linux we've got two types of users, a regular user and a system user. A regular user is a normal user which is created for an individual. It has a home directory and they can log into the system. Whereas a system user is a system account which is created specifically for system services and applications. The next question is, how can groups ease the burden of the administrator? There's a number of burdens that groups can ease for the administrator. I'll just mention a few. One, they enable ease of user management. An administrator can assign users to groups, which then reduces the need to manage individual user permissions. What command can be used to remove a user from a group? The command that can be used is the usermod, and attached to it an option can be used, for example usermod/g, and to delete a group name and a username. Those were the tasks that I had to perform and the answers that I had to answer. Thank you so much.